pushing the button. So welcome everybody again. We are on record in session 10 of our class, and that session is about testing web applications. And I would say in today's world, we do not spend that much time talking about web-based applications, because now we have mobile applications, and I would say here on campus in Silicon Valley, maybe 80% of our graduates would be testing mobile application rather than web. But if you think about web applications coming to somewhat replace Windows applications, let's say in 96, 97, 98, we still have Windows applications, guys. We might not have that many in use, but we still have them. We have Word and Excel, we have email applications, we have browsers, which are Windows applications. So similar process happens with web applications and emerging mobile applications world. We do have lots of mobile applications coming, but we still have lots of web applications in place, and the trend is not mobile applications replacing web applications. It's about combining them. For example, if there is a company and that company is doing purely mobile software, that company still has a website, and that website still allows to do lots of interactive things. So you can purchase stuff using the site, you can communicate with technical support, you can ask questions, you can sign up for newsletters and different things. So web applications are not dying, okay? They are not disappearing. We just move focus from web applications to mobile applications, keeping in mind that web applications are not going to disappear in your lifetime. I hope so. In my lifetime, for sure. And so we are not going to do too much of learning today. I just want to show you certain things which are kind of critically important, and we will also talk about the resources we keep for you anytime you need more information on the web applications testing, so you know where to get some. First of all, I want to tell you that when we've got web applications, one of the first things which happened at that time was a kind of revolution in how people pay for using software. In Windows applications world, we paid money for software. We purchase software. You go to store and you come back with a box. You unpack the box and you install software and you pay for it. And when they come with update or upgrade of the software, you pay maybe less than buying a new version, but you still pay for it. When we've got web applications, so the model changed. Companies know how to convert visitors into money. So number of people, let's say an hour, a day, a month, a year, number of visitors to your website could be translated into how much money you can make out of that website. Why it happens? Because people click on advertisements, or because there are partnership programs which refer your visitors to other websites, and other websites are selling something. So there are many ways which allow businesses today to monetize traffic. They call it monetization. And let me go to Google. Okay. Let me say home insurance quote. Let's say San Francisco. Okay, in San Francisco, good. Homeowners, okay, homeowners insurance, good. Now, who is number one? Number one is farmers, and actually first three, are paid advertising. They are not 1, 2, and 3 because search engine makes them number 1, 2, 3. They are number 1, 2, 3 because they pay more than others. Let's say farmers is paying more than NetQuote per click. So they have auction behind. Whoever pays more gets to the better position. Look on the right. We still have lots of companies which are advertising. How they are sorted here on the right? Based on the auction, based on how much they pay to Google. If you click on it, you might say, how much would it be? And I can tell you because you might not know that, but I was an insurance broker, and I used to purchase lots of leads, sales leads. If I click here on Farmers or NetQuote or Affordable Home, it might be easily like $8, $10 per click. It doesn't mean I will buy anything. But if I click, Google will charge them. It depends on geographic location. For example, if I remove that San Francisco part, okay, let's say there is no San Francisco there. And still we have same three, but oh no, not the same. First two are the same and the third one is not. Western Mutual is an insurance company. They might pay more or less based on geographic location of the customer or the search, because different areas are more expensive, less expensive to them, more profitable, less profitable to them. But what I'm telling you, that is how they make money. Now look at those three. Farmers is an insurance company. What's going to happen? I don't want to click on them. So if I click on that, they will ask me, give me your zip code. Oh, guys, why don't I click? I mean, who cares? They have money. So get a flash quote, saving click, save today. Get a fast quote. Okay. Now, what do we have? They ask me, new quote, quote type, home insurance, zip code. Zip code is the key, 94040. Because farmers might not even cover there anybody. And with the zip code, they will figure out if they offer any services. They will eventually, when I fill out that form, and I just want you to pay attention to another very critical thing in web applications testing. Each and every web application will make people to fill out forms. That is how they make money. There must be a form to fill out. It might be contact us form. It might be a registration form. It might be ask your question form. But that is how they make money. You have to go through forms. We did have a session before on how to test forms on the web, and testing forms is a very crucial part of how web applications are being tested. I just want you to understand it's a very important piece of it. And then I will fill out the form. But you know what? Based on the zip code, they know I am in California. They could figure out I am in the city of Mountain View here with that zip code. They didn't do it, but normally they would. So they will take the quote and give it to their own agent. The farmers has agents in most of the states of the United States, not everywhere, by the way. Now, let's take a look at the previous one. Who was the previous one? Let me see. No, not previous. The next one. The next one is NetQuote. NetQuote is not an insurance company. NetQuote represents another model of how companies make money on the internet. NetQuote says, compare 5 home insurance quotes. It means when you go there and you provide your zip code 94040, and they tell you we have lots of companies, and they will not send your information to more than one agent of farmers or Safeco or Nationwide or Allstate or whatever. They give it to one agent representing exact same company. So that is what they do. Look what happens. You fill out that form. You know what they do? They sell your information to 5 insurance agents or brokers. They sell it 5 times. So they are willing to pay $10 or $8 for you completing that form because they will sell it. And when they sell it, they might charge, depends on different factors, they might charge $3, $4, $5 per piece. Okay? So that is how they do business. So they are selling sales leads. So they might do it for themselves. Farmers does it, and let's say homeowners insurance quote. Western Mutual is an insurance company. Progressive is an insurance company. State Farm is an insurance company. Geico is an insurance company. Assurance is Nationwide. But here on the right hand side, when you look at those who pay less, yeah, okay, that is they sell leads. Ameriprise, I believe they sell leads. I don't know exactly. Select Quotes, they sell leads. So you see 2 types. Companies which generate sales leads for themselves, and you have companies which sell sales leads to others. So it's a big business. But what happens, guys? They do not want you to pay money for using their software. When you go to, where do you go? Let's say you go to Google, okay? Google. You go to Google and you type in software QA, software QA training. Okay, software QA training. All over the world. Where is it? Oh, you know what? Who is number 1? Portnow.net. Guys, that is us, by the way. LASTH is also us. Those are 2. I didn't do it recently, so it's cute. Okay, first 2. Testing Institute, I don't know. That is my video. Okay, it's also us. And where is Portnow.com? I'm kind of surprised. Where is Portnow.com? Interesting, huh? It's okay. So guys, and some people pay money. Look at this. Villanova, Linda, God knows who they are, H2K, Infosys. So some companies are willing to pay money for you looking at them. Okay. So that is how they make money. That is how Google makes money, because you go there and because you click. If you look at our videos here is my channel, the Portnow Computer School channel on YouTube. If you go to, if you click on any video here, okay, here is, let me stop it. Okay, here is the advertisement. If you click on it, Google makes money. If you let it go a little bit, there's going to be more. Okay. There's going to be some advertisement right here. Yeah, here it is. So if you click on that one, so Google will make some money. I mean, they will probably give a couple of bucks, couple of cents to me as well, because it is my original content. But that is how they make money, by people visiting websites. Okay, so that is one of the things you will test. Something you will test. Companies have lots of statistics on that, and let me show you one of the services which provide statistics. Normally, a hosting organization which keeps the website, which hosts the website, provides enormous amount of information about visitors, their browsers, operating systems, size of their screen, all of that. Let's say that one called StatCount, it's a third-party software, which I used many years ago, but it still has a couple of my web pages from Portnow.com there. So we've got 124 visitors today. I don't know which even pages, but let's go there, Portnow.com. And on the left-hand side, it shows you different types of statistics it provides. For example, let's look at the browsers we have. Why do we care about that? Because we have specific types of testing. One is called cross-browser. Sometimes it is called browser compatibility testing. Same way it might be called cross-platform or platform compatibility. Testing. Yeah? So what does it show us? It says 42% of people come into our specific website. So they are using different versions of Chrome browser, and most of them are using Chrome 31.0. So 38%. 2.2% are using Chrome 2. Some people are using, different versions, we can see them. Firefox, altogether it's 26%. Safari, oh God, 5, 6, 7, iPad. So some are using Safari browsers. Why do we care? Because when it comes to cross-browser and cross-platform testing, that is what's going to happen. We will say browsers, and we will say something like that. Let's say platforms. And it's going to be like a spreadsheet. We probably did go over that. It's called test matrix. We are doing test matrix for cross-platform and cross-browser testing. So what do we have there? Browsers. Which browsers do we care about? That is exactly why we look at that. Okay, where is it here? Okay, at that page. You are saying, we need Chrome 31. Why Chrome 31? Because it has lots of users here. Okay, we are saying Chrome 31. What else? Firefox 26. Firefox 26. What else? iPad is pretty big, 9.4%. Okay, let's do iPad. Anything else of any importance? Oh, let's say Opera. God, I don't know why Opera is so popular here. Okay, let's say Opera. Opera 18.0. Okay. Opera. It is popular in Europe, not in US. Opera 18.0. In some companies, they want each and every browser. Guys, imagine you test software for Wells Fargo Bank or Bank of America or Chase Manhattan. They cannot say, you know what, we have 10% of users using weird stuff, forget about them. they cannot. You will have a long list of browsers. Now, which platforms do we care about? Let's take a look. System statistics. Okay. Systems. Screen resolution is not what we do so far. Okay. Operating systems. Windows 7, 42%. Okay, Windows 7, let's do it. Let me bring it right here. Platforms, browsers, okay. Platforms, Windows 7. What is the next one? Mac OS. Whatever Mac, okay. Mac. What else? Windows 8. 0.1. Then we have WinS. Guys, anybody knows what's WinS? Okay, WinS. And that is your test matrix. So when you test web application, you have to understand there is a complete set of statistics on everything. And it is not just browsers and operating systems. It's more than that. We have access to resolutions of the screens. Sometimes it is important, not always. Countries, okay, countries of the world. So I have 77% from US, not bad. What else? Visitor path, how they came to us. Download activity, if they download anything, I don't know. So lots of different things are available, but the good news for you is you are in QA. You are not making strategic decisions on what should be tested first and what is more important, what is less important. Your manager will tell you, most likely, unless you are a real senior person and they ask you to do the research and come up with a suggestion. But normally you're going to be given that. Just remember, browser compatibility, operating system compatibility testing is must, and it takes very substantial time in testing of web applications. So what is the challenge here? If you ask yourself, what is a browser job? What is browser's job? So browser does interpretation, visual interpretation, not just visual, of the code on the page. Which page? Well, it might have HTML on it, it might have JavaScript on it, it might have more things. I don't want to go into that, but the function of interpreting the code is a sophisticated function. Even if you think about, let's say, exact same company, let's say you have Microsoft, and Microsoft has browser for Windows 7 and Windows 8, two different browsers. I mean, it is still Microsoft browser, but operating systems are different. Imagine now that technical specification, functionality of browser, their capacity, their ability to interpret HTML, JavaScript, and whatever code is identical. They are using exact same functional specification. Now, when you test, when you compare browser for Windows 8 and browser for Windows 7, exact same version of the browser, you will notice that they are not working identically. Because when they implement software, they make mistakes. They are not always consistent, you know. So humans add to that. And that is a challenge. But now, imagine that functional specifications are slightly different. Imagine that we have different versions of operating systems and we have different companies writing browsers. Imagine now that companies do not care if their browser is different from other people's browsers. Let's say Google does Chrome browser. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, they did care about user experience. They wanted users to see exact same thing no matter which browser they are using. Now it's different. They don't care what you're going to see in Microsoft browser or Safari browser coming from Apple. If we are in Google, we don't care. And so they all don't care. They are not trying to be really consistent that much. Which means we have many more problems related to browser compatibility. When we develop the web application code, not us in QA, but developers in the company where we work, they are trying to make sure that users will see exact same thing no matter which browser they are using. See what I mean? Google doesn't care what you're going to see in other browsers. But we are not developing a browser, we are developing web application. Let's say insurance quotation, website. And when people come to our website, we want them to see exact same thing, no matter which browser they are using. That is why we create that test matrix, and that is why we combine all the browsers and platforms trying to make sure that it is the same. If it is not the same, what happens? It goes to developer, and developer will try to write a code in such a way that all the browsers will interpret it exact same way. It is technically possible, or it is practically possible, maybe not 100%, but 99.9%. It is doable. It is doable. And they know what they are doing, and they know differences between browsers. But guys, when new browsers come, and browsers come with bugs, and they might know that that thing should be done this way in that browser, but then browser has a bug. So there might be another way of writing that code so that bug does not impact this and that. And sometimes companies are developing very sophisticated applications. And they might say, look, if you do not have certain features in your browsers, you do not have certain software installed on your system, if your system is not fast enough and blah, 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 sorry guys, you cannot use our software. It might, let's say, sophisticated multimedia application. It is not supposed to be available to grandmas still using Windows 95. You know, they have a problem with sophisticated multimedia application. So wherever you work, they have their own concepts, they have their own vision, which you have to understand. Unless you understand what that application is for, who are the users, which level of quality, which level of consistency, compatibility is required, you cannot test much. Either you will write bug reports which nobody is willing to fix, or you will not write bug reports which they are willing to fix, or you might not even pay attention to that. And one of the things coming out of browser compatibility and platform compatibility testing is it's not just how it looks like, but it is also how it works. Sometimes functionality is impacted. Let's say you have JavaScript, and I'm just thinking what to show you. For example, we tested that application Energy Telecom. Okay, and I am in Chrome browser right now, and I am in the zip code field, and if I try to type digits, it accepts digit. Good. What if I try to type letters? It accepts letters. Which it shouldn't. Let me go to a Firefox browser. Okay, so I'm just trying to see if they are consistent in how they work. So Energy Telecom .org/QA. No, I'm sorry. Energy Telecom, I think it should work now. Okay, let's go to zip code. It takes digits, yes. Oh God, it was taking more than 5. Guys, did you notice? It takes lots of digits. What about this one? If I do digits here, it just takes 5. It doesn't let me to type more. Okay, so we found one difference already. But okay, let's say if I want to type letters, it still allows me to type letters. Okay, copy. Let me run. What is that? Go. Okay. Here is Internet Explorer. We go to the same page. Yeah, come on. Go to the same page. Zip code. It takes digits. Oh no, guys! I cannot type digits. Doesn't allow any typing. Can I do letters? No letters. Okay. What if I do paste? Can I paste at least? Copy. Can I paste? Yes. It does. It does allow me to paste, but you know what? It didn't even didn't allow me to type anything. I mean, there is no way I can type anything. What do we have here, guys? We have exact same source code. Look, it goes to exact same page. So if I come here and say, show me that code, where is the code? In code? No, wait a second. wait a second. View source. Okay, go to view source, and it shows me the source code. Guys, source code is the same. We just looked at the exact same source code using 3 different browsers done by 3 different companies. So Microsoft, Mozilla, Firefox, and then Chrome from Google. And they are slightly different in their functionality. Guys, it is not just how they look like anymore. It is also about functionality. So they might not work properly because browsers are not compatible, running under different operating systems. So that is the type of testing we look at. Okay. So let me show you something on that. We have at night we teach web applications testing class, which is very how to say elaborated course, and we started to teach it maybe God knows 12 years ago. And since in today's world it is not that much critical, in your life. So what I did here on the video page, and you all know how to get there, we have just session 1. We videotaped session 1, and you are looking at 3 hours here. I mean, the actual class is 4 hours, but when we do recording and we edit the recording, and so now it's 3 hours. It gives you practically everything you should know about testing web applications. And imagine if you listen for 3 hours and you go to an interview, you do not have 3 hours to talk about it. You don't even have 20 minutes to talk about it. So with 3 hours, if you can talk for 10 minutes about web applications testing, guys, it would be good. So now you have to watch it. You have to actually study. Means not just watch it, but you have to be able to talk about it. But that is the most fundamental thing you should know about how to test web applications. That is number 1. Number 2, we have on YouTube, let me show you how I got there. So it's youtube.com Portnoy School. Okay, that is how you get there. And on that channel, you go to videos. Okay. And it gives you the entire list of videos. And now, you just scroll down a little bit. And you will come to a couple of small pieces which are about testing web applications. I also videotaped them in the web applications testing class. And they are about small, nice things to put in your resume. For example, Fiddler, which is a web debugging proxy. So Fiddler, I will talk about what Fiddler does in a second. But the video itself, how long? 15 minutes, guys. Watch that video for 15 minutes and then play with it on your own with Fiddler. Another 15 minutes, so half an hour, you can put it in your resume. And it is a very nice addition to your resume. And we will discuss in a second what it does. Ping is an interesting command which you use on internet when you test web applications. Then JMeter. JMeter is a load testing tool. It's free. Another famous load testing tool will be LoadRunner. And LoadRunner is very expensive. And it takes lots of time to learn how to use it. The fundamental difference between JMeter and LoadRunner is that LoadRunner keeps very serious documentation about things which happen. So if you develop software, your company develops software which is under scrutiny, you have to go through formal certifications and God knows, you need LoadRunner to provide enough documentation. If all you care about is just making sure your application survives certain traffic, and load testing, by the way, load testing is something very special to testing web applications. In general, it's not just web applications, it's client server, overall. but most of the web applications are client-server applications, unless you just deal with the web page and there is no application behind. So Fiddler and JMeter and Ping, so those are very nice things to add to your study. So we have 15 minutes, 23 minutes, and 9 minutes. So guys, altogether it's just less than an hour, which will be very cute if you do that. So let me maybe close that one. Okay, next one is something related to the structure of web-based applications. I keep it in the Word file, but you know what? You have that Word file right here in session 10. It is right here under Web Application Architecture. So if you click on it, you will download that file, the exact same one I'm using on my screen. So you don't need it right now, just watch what I have here. You might hear, or maybe you did hear already, something called 3-tier application. 3-tier application. That is what we have on your screens right now. And I will explain what's in there. So you have client side with yellow stuff. It says client side. And client side could be a computer running Windows or Macintosh, whatever the operating system, Unix. And you also have a mobile device here as a client application. Because inside your mobile device you have browser. And if you access web applications through that browser, which is running on your handheld device, so then that browser is a client actually of the application. Now, let's do something. Let's run browser. Google, okay, Google. And here in Google, I'm saying Crystal. I like that. Crystal. 1L. I'm sorry. Crystal. Okay. Crystal chandelier. Chandelier. Okay. Guys, if you don't know what's chandelier, that is what you see on the pictures here. Those are crystal chandeliers. Okay. And then, okay. And then lamps plus. That is advertisement. Okay. What if we go and actually same lamps plus, guys, comes number 1 without any advertisement. So let's click on them. Pay attention at how fast things will happen. Look at that. Boom. It just, really no time. All those pictures came in no time. Let me refresh my screen and see how much time it will take to refresh. I'm doing F5 on my keyboard to refresh. 1, 2, that's it. 2 seconds, which was very fast. So what we are talking about right now is performance testing, which is a more generic term, because under performance we have load testing, which is another type, subset of performance. Okay, good. Performance, which is kind of easy to pick up. Performance means how fast things happen. But performance might be better or worse, depending on many factors. For example, if my computer has not enough RAM, it will be slow. If my internet connection is slow, the performance of the Lamps Plus website, to me, will be slow. It might be because of the database they are using to bring all the pictures, okay, to me. database could be slow, and then the performance will be slow. So performance doesn't answer the question where the problem is, if the problem exists. It's overall kind of thing. Load testing is limited to back end. It is limited to what our company can control. See, we can use a better database, for example, stronger database, more powerful. But if it is about internet connection, guys, what can we do about your internet connection? If it is about your RAM, what can we do about your RAM? So we just intuitively did that performance testing by looking at how fast those images came. What if I say 120 images on the page? Okay, let me refresh again. I will do F5 on my keyboard. Look at the cursor, because cursor will turn into hourglass. Okay, look at that. How long that hourglass will stay? 1, 2, refresh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's not 2 seconds anymore. It's 4 seconds, or let's say 4 counts instead of 2 counts. Okay, good. So coming back to that picture. So what happens here? I have my computer here. Okay, that computer is running an operating system which might be Windows XP and Vista and 7 and let me do 8 here and save it. Okay, Unix of different kind, Macintosh, different versions of everything. Let me remove it. Okay, now operating system, and then inside of the operating system we have a browser which is an application. Which browsers? Internet Explorer 7, 8, 9, I don't know, whatever versions, Opera, Mozilla Firefox. Definitely we have more versions here. Maybe I have to remove the versions, Opera, so it doesn't look obsolete. So we have different browsers. And then inside of the browser, okay, so when I communicate with, as a user, when I communicate with the back end, which is server side here, see, on the right, server side. So what happens? We have an application inside of the browser, so browser and then application inside. Look at the two arrows here. One goes to the right and one goes to the left. And those arrows are communication line in between your application and web server. Web server. So the function of web server is to keep files. It's a storage of files. So when I go to where did I go? Okay, where let me go back a little bit. When I click on the LAMP plus link here, it goes to the web server, and that web server keeps the files, and then files are being downloaded to my system. And that is the reason why I see them. And those files are sitting in the cache of my computer. So next time when I go to the same website, because the files are in my cache, it's faster now. First time it might take more time, but the second time it's fast because files are local now. So a web server is a storage. There is a common interview question. They ask you, what is the difference between web server and application server? That one, which looks like khaki color. So when I go to LAMPS Plus, and on the LAMPS Plus I type in something, and then search results will come. How do we know the search results? Well, the query I type, let me do it. Let's go there. Let me type something here in the search. Okay, search. Let's say crystal. Crystal, just crystal. Okay, search. What happens here? The word crystal is used by the system. Let me go there again. The word crystal doesn't say anything to web server. But what happens, it goes to the application. And then application takes the word crystal and makes SQL statement. And SQL statement will go to the database here. That's called database server. You can think about server as a computer, just a computer, database computer which keeps the database, application server, computer where the application is running, web server, computer where the files are stored, static files. So SQL statement goes to the database here, and then database returns the search results which go to the application, and then application, what it does now, application creates the HTML, JavaScript, whatever that application is using, it creates the file, the code. And that code goes back to you, to your browser. And that code is sitting in the cache of your browser. So your browser will visualize it. Okay? So when you go to lempsplus.com, it opens the file. It's a static content. It's always there. It doesn't change. That file exists as a file. When you see search results, those things do not exist in the form of a file. They exist in the form of a code which was built by application and sent to your browser. And it is sent to your cache. So now your browser is looking at the cache of your computer, and that is why you are able to see that page. You are not, when you look at that, you are not looking at the source code somewhere on the back end. It is sitting in the cache. If you clean up your cache, it will disappear. So, coming back to the architecture, it is three-tier. It has three pieces: web server, application server, and database server. Why we want three pieces? It could be sitting in just one application. It could be just all in one. But the thing is, let's say our internet store, which sells lamps or books or whatever, keeps growing fast. What do we need? We need to replace our database. We need bigger database. We need more powerful database. We just replace one module. And web server is the same, and application server is the same. We just replace one piece. So that structure allows for substantial modification of the application without rewriting the whole thing. That is the point. That is why three-tier architecture is important. And interview questions, they ask you, what is the difference between web server and application server? And you tell them, well, web server is a storage. It just keeps files. While application server is running the application, and that application does the logic, the intelligence, the functionality. So that is the distribution of responsibilities between two. Okay, so that is pretty much how it works. And guys, I want you to look at that picture, maybe spend more time looking at that picture and understanding certain things. The instructor who put those things together, and it happened a couple of years ago, so she tried to show you on that picture all the important keywords which you might not know what they mean and where they are used. For example, you are saying, what is MySQL? Actually, it's my MS SQL Server. Okay, the full name of that is MS SQL Server database. And so MySQL is a database, Postgres is database, Firebird, DB2 is a mainframe, database, Oracle. Those are possible databases in there. Possible. Look at that. Operating systems used by web server are not the same as operating systems used by your client computer. They have different, for example, what is Windows 2003? What is Windows 2008? Did you, as a user, ever face them? No, because they are running on backend and so on. So spend some time looking at that picture. Okay. Then, guys, let me leave that store. Okay. Here is an article, actually 2 articles here. There was a magazine published in 99, 2000, 2001. There was a web magazine called Software Testing or something like that. And it was time when we all were moving from testing Windows applications to testing web applications. And then in that article, Eric Kaufman, he tried to bring together the major things. And you might say, yeah, but web applications 10 years ago and web applications now are representing 2 different worlds. They are much more sophisticated today compared to 10 years ago, which is true. But the good thing is the fundamentals are still there. Look what he is talking about. He is talking about browser compatibility and operating system compatibility. Guys, today it is much more critical than 10 years ago. Because companies which are doing browsers are not paying that much attention anymore. So we have to take care of that. Functionality testing is pretty much the same. Navigation. Let me explain what navigation means to us. Okay, navigation, let me go back to that one. Navigation testing is closely related to the term dynamic pages. Dynamic pages. So some pages are static, yeah? So versus static pages. Static pages are saved in files. Let's say index.html, okay? It is a file. And that page will not change. Dynamic pages are pages which are generated on the fly. Maybe it was too early when I left that. Okay, let's go to LAMMPS Plus again. Justice, no? Okay, let's go to, let's say, Crystal, whatever it was, Crystal Castle Spring, okay, Crystal Chandelier. Okay, let's go there again. And they send us to LAMMPS Plus. Let's go there. So that page, does it look like it exists there, or does? You know what? Let me go to the root, to the home page. Okay, here is the home page. Home page is a file. So if I do like index HTML here, probably that is the name of that page. No, maybe not. I don't know. So here is the static page. But if I go here and I say Portnoy, okay, I don't know if it brings anything. Okay, well, Portnoy wasn't a good idea. Okay, let's try LAMMPS. So then it brings something. And that something was created on the fly for me. That page is a dynamic page. That page exists only in cache of my computer. What if here I click on that one? I don't know where it brings me. Swing arm lamp. That is actually, it looks like static page. Name of that. Okay, now let's do it this way. I do back. Guys, here is the point of truth, okay? Moment of truth. When I click on that arrow, it will bring me to dynamic page. Page which doesn't have a file behind. Now, what might happen, and it definitely happened to you before, you go through a couple of pages, you know, one and another one, and then you start going back, and it says page doesn't exist. And I believe you did run into that. why the page doesn't exist, because developers destroy that page, dynamic page, because it takes resources. Now the question is, they do have to destroy that page, they do have to free up resources, but they have to do it at the right time. If user is still using or might be using that page, then we want it to be in place. Let me go there. Yeah, it is still there. What does it mean? It means that navigation so far was good. Imagine, guys, what happens. Imagine I log into my own account, and then I put something in my card, and then I will proceed, and it will ask me about credit card, it will ask me about shipping address and mailing address, and finally I go through 5-6 pages. And then I will say, wait a second, I have to change something. And I will do back. And then it says page doesn't exist. Not good. So as long as transaction is not completed, it should be available. But sometimes, guys, and you've seen that, I know, it says page doesn't exist. Another problem of that kind is you complete the transaction, it gives you the receipt, it says confirmation, blah, blah, blah. And then you start doing back, and it shouldn't let you in. But sometimes you go back and you come to the very beginning or any place in that transaction, you change something, and it will allow you to create another transaction. So that is another bug. So as long as you are inside the transaction, it should allow you to go back and forth. As long as you are leaving the transaction, there should be no way of going back. So that is what's called navigation testing in our case. It's using back and forth buttons on your browser. That is pretty much where we are. Okay, we have a video on that for you. Okay. That one, web applications testing pre-recorded webinar. So we have certain things for you to look at. And so I think we are pretty much done for today, unless you have questions, and you might not be how to say, clear-minded after the New Year celebration. Let me see, we have 39 people with me, so 38 without me. So some of you came later after we began. So guys, any questions so far? Because if you have no questions, I will say bye and I will talk to you in a week. Okay, so since nobody is asking, so we will say, guys, it was my pleasure to meet you after the New Year. And where is my record button, guy? Okay. So, yeah. So guys, I'll talk to you next week. Thank you very much.